Hey, Soul Warriors. Think spiritual awakening is all about rainbows and constant serenity? Well, think again. In this eye-opening video, we're diving deep into the biggest misconceptions about spiritual awakening. From debunking myths to embracing raw truths, are you ready to challenge what you thought you knew? It's time for a reality check on the real deal of spiritual awakening. So I don't know about you, but I feel like every corner of the internet is filled with different information, different steps about spiritual awakening, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, where you're at. And it's just like, information overload.
Exactly. And the thing is that spiritual awakening is uniquely yours. It's not whatever is right for you is not necessarily right for me. So it kind of works in that frame. So if you're thinking that you're doing it wrong or something is wrong or it doesn't feel like Betty Sue's awakening, then yeah, it's not going to be the same because it's uniquely yours.
Right. So get rid of all that comparing game crap, all the beliefs on what somebody told you was supposed to look like. It will arrive at different times as you're ready to deal with what's inside of you so that you can step back into the spiritual side of you that you've kind of shut off because it gets buried away under all of our pains and bad experiences.
Right.
So we're going to talk about 3 or 4. I think I have a 4th bonus one, so stick around to the end. So we had 3 main myths that we hear all the time. Yeah. And the first one is, my soul is weary. My soul is tired. And I totally understand you can feel like that bone deep tired if you've been working on your stuff or trying to get to that more blissful place.
Or even if like there's regular things going on in your life, like, you're working overtime, whatever is going on in your life, a lot of third dimensional things can also make you feel like your soul is weary and it needs a little bit more of a pick me up. But that's very physical. So it's more of a mental, physical thing that's weary, not necessarily your soul.
Right. So mind your words, because if you're saying your soul is weary, you're basically just putting this extra layer onto the very thin veil. We came into this world with a veil between our subconscious earthly selves and our spiritual soul self. So all this awakening basically is thinning that veil and thinning that veil so that we can open the lines of communication and walk with both parts of us, fully embodied. So mind your words, and also understand that what we commonly see when we coach a lot is people who have done a lot of work and they've got to that surrender place. Yeah. But they're still feeling like I'm not really hearing my soul, or I don't feel like I'm progressing or evolving anymore. I'm just kind of here. And this is when the dust is settling from whatever you just went through, from all the resistance that you'd been holding on to, the pain, the fear, or whatever it was that was tripping you up. As you start to evolve past that, it's just got to all shift out so that your new energy can start to settle in and emerge. So don't think you're doing it wrong. If you have crickets for a little while, they try to give you space. Sometimes spirit comes right in, or your soul comes right in and says something. But I mean, I found for me that I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I feel like I'm at a different place and I'm not getting anything. But they're like, you just went through all of this crap and you said your soul is weary and you're tired. Right. And now you're mad that we're not like, oh, awesome. Okay, here's the next leg of your journey. Here's your next mission. Like we're giving you space. So really take that time and that space. Start talking to yourself differently. Like my soul is infinite. My soul is unlimited. And my body and mind have been getting tired. And now they can rest. Because my soul is leading me. This is when you start changing that conversation.
Exactly, and I think that when you apply that kind of pressure, you're attaching to yourself to the outcome, and that is putting yourself into resistance, which then it's not leaving you open to what might be communicating with you, what might be shifting within you. So you have to kind of give yourself a little bit of space to be able to let things integrate, and not judge it as much as though it's like, I need it now. I mean, we live in a society where it's I need it yesterday mode. So when you're in the middle of spiritual awakening or doing your spiritual work, please, pausing and giving it time and giving yourself time is key.
Amen. My old Catholic upbringing, rearing its ugly head. Yeah, because you just left resistance. So this is what I mean by that dust settling.
Yeah.
You're still sitting in resistance, just in a whole different topic now. Because you're so used to it. You've been there so much. So yeah, definitely that space is vital.
Yeah.
So the second myth we are debunking today is my soul is lost.
It's not.
No.
It's with you all the time, 24/7.
And there is a common term in spirituality called soul loss.
Yeah.
But understand people take it so literally, and they'll come to us and they'll be like, I've had a soul loss and I need to find it, or I need to retrieve it, or whatever. You can need to retrieve parts of yourself. Like, that makes sense, because when traumas happen or big feelings come into play, you can disconnect from different parts of yourself to keep yourself safe, especially when we're kids. This happens a lot. Like, you realize that if I express emotion, that adult frowns at me. So it's not safe to feel emotions because they're withdrawing love and applying judgment on me. So I'm going to hold my emotions in it, just as an example.
Right. And another example could be if you're shifting and a part of you has kind of left, you're probably missing it, but it's a part of you that no longer serves you. It needed to find its way. So just kind of, okay, that feels a little funky, but it's okay because it no longer serves me. That part of me has gone to where it needs to be now.
Yes.
This other part, I'm gonna wait until it unfolds. That's kind of the energy that feels like, you've got this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because as you're evolving, that's what spiritual awakening is. It's changing your perceptions and changing, different parts of you are called forth. And yeah, those old selves, we've got to let them be old in the past.
Yeah. So if it feels like your soul, like parts of your soul is missing or you've lost it, it's because there's a certain part of that has gone to where it needs to be because you don't need it anymore.
Right.
It's something else. It's on its way.
And the actual definition, because I know I had said a lot of people think soul loss literally means soul loss, is that you've lost touch with your soul. So if you're sitting in that place, no, I do have a soul loss. It's probably in the realm of one of those three things. And those couple examples we gave are examples of how you can lose touch with your soul.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've had moments where I've lost touch, but then quickly realized that I'm shifting. Something about that particular part of my soul needs to be someplace else.
Right.
It no longer needs to be here. And that's the part where, since we get so attached to things, we're like, oh my God, it's gone. Where did it go? Bless and release it, people.
Or the opposite, I've found too. Like, you're like, I'm feeling fear, I'm feeling worry, I'm feeling anxiety. I want that to go away. Instead of like, oh, welcome, part of myself that's slightly out of alignment, or my inner child that's scared, or whatever it is. And I'm going to honor that and look at it, and I'm going to care for that part of me. Right. Because when I'm in a whole place and I'm not pushing parts of myself away, I'm not pushing emotions away, I'm letting them flow through me, I'm honoring the space and giving them space to be. That's me being in a whole place, and that's you being present with your soul. Yeah,
and even when those types of energies pop up, it's about getting curious. What lessons am I about to embark on? That kind of thing. Yeah, I know that it's hard. When we're mad, we're mad. When we're sad, we're sad, and all those things. To be able to sit there and say, "Oh, what lessons am I going to learn today because I'm feeling sad?" I know that's hard to do.
Yep.
But if you just get curious, it'll work.
Right. Or just go in meditation.
Yeah.
I mean, that instantly shifts your vibration. It shifts you into a soul place instead of the overwhelming emotion and the head place.
Yeah.
It allows the space for all of that to just settle down for you.
Meditation, prayer,
dance,
whatever
works for you.
Whatever works, just to shift that enough. I mean, I had to do that before coming onto this podcast.
Yeah,
I had to sit in meditation because my mood was a little wonky. So, and I wanted to be present, and I wanted to be plugged in, and I wanted to be, 100% authentic and be in this space with you guys.
And let me tell you, night and day from the energy she had about 15 minutes ago to what she has now.
Yeah.
Just 9-minute meditation. Yeah. And I was like ready to go, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't ready to go because my mind knew what I wanted to say. Right. And my heart kind of knew what it felt about the topic. So I went and I did a quick meditation just to make sure I was like plugged in and centered in myself. Right. So these things don't have to be this, grand 20-day retreat of silence.
Simple things, very, very simple things. We complicate things.
We do.
So let's not complicate it. Just
no.
Go ahead and do it. You know what you need to do. You guys know the deal. You know yourselves. So you just kind of go from there.
Exactly. When you start to spin out of control or you start to feel unfulfilled, unhappy, or any sort of way that's a heavier emotion, tap into whatever it is that makes your heart sing, that works for you to settle your energy down or switch your vibration.
Right.
All right. The third one, spiritual awakening is not a once and done. It is not a one-time thing. I've met so many people.
Don't you wish that it was, right?
Yeah,
a lot of us is like, it's like we're always looking for that quick fix.
Exactly. And this is not that at all.
No.
This is like
it's constant.
This is like you've like cracked level 100 on the video game. You feel like you've been playing forever and oh crap, it's really freaking hard. I don't know. I had it down in the lower levels and now I'm like, okay. Yeah. New level of hard. Life is still going to happen. We're walking this earth as spiritual beings when we're awakened. We're not going from earth beings to the high up guru of the high that is now in bliss in the rainbow serenity place all the time.
Yeah. We were watching something earlier this week and a person said that she is a student of life. And that's like the best way to look at it. We're constantly learning. We're constantly changing. We're constantly evolving. Our souls are keeping up with us, doing the things. So when we look at whatever is happening in our life as, okay, this is something that's going to teach me something, that's going to make me grow, that's going to heal something. You're a student of life. And it's going to happen.
Right. And look at it like the spiral. We commonly see spirals in spirituality. So this is where you're just going up that path. And as you're evolving and going through your spiritual awakening, you're just having a more expanded, higher view. Like you're grounding up that mountaintop and you can see all the beautiful trees and the sea and everything beneath you. Yeah. So you have, this was my bonus debunking. Mm-hmm. It's not all bliss.
No.
Not all bliss. Life is still going to happen.
We need to get real. Exactly. Life still, like you said, it will happen.
And if somebody's loving and lighting you like all the time, like you just need to be of the light and that's it. And like kind of bypassing real life, like there's some work to be done there.
Yeah. It's like that, what you said earlier this week, spiritual bypassing.
Spiritual bypassing. Yeah. I mean,
that was a curious statement.
Yeah, you're not
very relevant.
Exactly. Completely. So this is like the bliss part of it becomes you've had like this moment, aha moment, the lights went on, you just increased your light quotient. And that gives you a new anchor point so that you can get back to bliss more often. You're in the blissful state and bliss can mean peace, happiness, joy, like whatever it is that you like, the vibration that you feels the best to you, you can get back there more often. Or you know the path back to there, how to anchor back into that so that when life happens, you can be like, okay, I'm seeing that's going on. I'm acknowledging it. I'm sitting here in my peace. It helps you shift quicker. It helps you stay in the happier vibrations more when you are dealing with life. So I think we should close with that people should really walk their path in discernment. This is where you're being the judge of what's resonating with you and not just taking what everybody, us included, everybody on the internet is saying as your guru. Yeah. This is where you're your own teacher. You have your soul that can tell you if it's right or not. So listen to the information and then take a minute and check in. Is this true for me? Or does it not feel true just because I'm not ready to go there yet? And I'm just going to file that information in the back for later.
That's a good question to ask yourself.
Yeah. So this is all just staying curious and allowing your soul to walk you home. All right.
And that'll be all.
That's it.
Be kind.
Peace.
Peace.